The single and most simple way for improving your writing, which is often free, is to write and read. It could be writing your main story, it could be using prompts, it could be dabbling with flash fiction and short stories, anything that gets your creative juices flowing. And with reading, it helps give you insight into how other people approach the craft. And just like any skill, practice makes perfect. So if you're telling yourself you're already the best writer and you have nothing to learn, well, you're wrong. No matter what stage you're at, you will always have room to grow, whether you're just starting out or if you've released, 30, 40 books. There's always going to be something you're going to learn from writing and reading other people's work. Now, I know my writing is far from perfect, but thankfully us writers have a nifty thing called editing, which means over time when we write, we can learn from it and then write again. The editing process allows us to learn and clean up from what we've written. And of course, this can only be done if you've been writing. If you haven't been writing, then you can't edit and improve your own work. And waiting for it to be perfect from the get-go is not the way to go about it. Over time, you'll create habits, you'll get faster, your writing will get cleaner, you'll start recognizing your own tics as a writer and things that you do, and the more you push with it, the better you'll get. And it's also the same for when it comes to reading books. Now, I know you don't have to read, but I would argue reading is such a valuable way to learn the craft of writing. You get to take in stories, different styles that people write, their own work ethic that comes with it, whether they get books out really quickly or really slowly, like myself. And at the end of the day, you don't need to be reading the best book in the world. It actually doesn't matter how good the book is. If it's a terrible book, you're still going to learn an absolute ton from it. Break down why you think it's a bad book. Ask yourself these reasons, and if you feel like they're mistakes, make a note of it and make sure you don't do it in your own work. But on the other hand, if you're reading a masterpiece, the same can then be applied as well, where you pick out the things that you love what an author does, and if you want to implement that same sort of feeling or style or angle into your book, make a note of it and see how you can do that. But without reading and seeing what other people are getting up to within the same sphere, you won't know at all. So reading is a great, valuable resource, and it is often cheap. Especially in the digital world of today, you can find loads and loads of free books on Amazon, or even go down to your local bookstore and pick something up. Now, of course, there are masterclass courses that do teach you how to write in a sort of professional manner, but for the basis of fiction writing and novel writing, that's just not needed. You can get so much out of just reading and writing. And from this process, you'll learn most of these things yourself, which is not only satisfying, but it tends to stick with you. If you've read a book, you've discovered something, you want to apply it or make sure it doesn't happen in your own book, that will stick with you for far longer than just taking a course. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.